This video is no basics clip, but it is a tutorial which is linked to the chapter 9 of my textbook Financial Statements. It covers manufacturing accounting. In contrast to the basics clips, I do not cut this video. All the calculations are made on a calculator. You actually can hear me clicking at the background with my calculator. I'm Carsten Berkau, full accounting professor in Osnabrück. My basics clips will help you to understand international bookkeeping. Once we take an exam task, the first thing what we do is we just look at the bottom line. At the bottom line, it is always written what is required. In our case, we have to prepare an income statement which is based on a job order costing. And we have to follow the cost of sales format. What does that mean? It means we have to prepare the income statement based on the calculation of the products. We have to apply a perpetual inventory system. That means all the inventory movements will be recorded following the perpetual system. Furthermore, for the goods, we have to follow the first in, first out method. And very good news, we can ignore value-added tax. Next, we read the task. HEUNING is a manufacturer for garden tools. It produces shovels and rakes. Both products have the same wooden shaft. The shovel has a steel blade and the rake has a steel rake tool. We will call this steel rake tool the crawl. Production at HEUNING will be performed by two steps. The first one is the assembling department, and the second one is the goods inspection and shipping. There's also administration. HEUNING applies the job order costing. That is what we saw in the required section already. At the beginning, at 2002, HEUNING has 700 wooden shafts on stock at $5 per unit. There are also 300 steel blades at $20. This is what we need in order to record the opening values. During 2002, HEUNING got the below listed activities shown in the sequence of occurrence. Note, job orders are completed before the next one starts. That might be relevant for us if we have to release parts from stock. And now there are the activities. Activity 1 is the purchase of steel rakes. Activity 2 is again a purchase. It's of wooden shafts. Number 3 is again of steel blades. Number 4 is of steel blades. Then we have to start and complete the job order. And this job order is 2002 number 1. Which is linked to the shovels. Then there is another job order. This job order is for rakes. Then there comes a third job order. So we have to prepare 3 job order accounts for 500 shovels, for 500 rakes, for 600 shovels. Thereafter, we record a purchase. Then there is another job order, which is the fourth job order. It's for 400 shovels. In the next step, we have to record manufacturing overheads. The first one is labor. So we record labor in the assembling department, we record labor in the goods inspection and shipping department, and we record labor in the admin department. The next step will be about depreciation. There's depreciation in all 3 departments. In the end, the company will sell shovels and rakes, and the prices will be given. Now there comes an important information. All job orders are completed for sales. For the application of the overheads in the assembling and in the goods inspection and shipping department, we can use the piece count, and there is a full application of overheads. We start our bookkeeping entry work by recording the opening values. We got opening values here for the wooden shafts as well as for the steel blades. I record the opening value. We get 700 shafts and 300 steel blades. So I record the value, which is 700 multiplied with the price of $5. So that gives me 3,500. Opening value 3,500. Next open value is about the 300 steel blades. 300 steel blades multiplied is $20. It's going to give me 6,000. In the next step, we record the purchases. So the purchase under number 1 will get the bookkeeping entry 1. We will refer to the steel rake tools as claws, and the company buys 900 there. The value will be 900 multiplied with 25. Gives me 22,500. I have to make the contra entry in the cash bank account, but I don't care. Next we record the purchase of 5,000 wooden shafts at $5.5. I record the second bookkeeping entry for the shafts. It is 5,000 multiplied with $5.50. That gives me 27,500. The contra entry is in the cash bank account. Next step, we record the purchase of 500 steel blades at $16. I record 500 steel blades. It gives me 500 multiplied by 16. It's a bookkeeping entry number 3, 8,000. Now we record a purchase of 600 steel blades at $16.25. The number is 600. We multiply 600 by 16.25. Gives me 9,750. We record the contra entries in cash bank. The next purchase to record is about the boxes. 8,000 boxes. So I calculate 8,000 times 0.95. This gives me the bookkeeping entry number 5, 7,600. Contra entry is in cash bank. Now we record the job order 2002-1. It is about 500 shovels. In total we need 4 work in process accounts. WIP 1, WIP 2, WIP 3, WIP 4. I keep the green color so we see the contra entries. The first job order is for 500 shovels. It is required that we allocate the materials thereto. So if I get 500 shovels, I have to multiply that by the initial opening value of the shafts. So the initial value of the shafts will be $5. That gives me 2,500. The contra entry is the work in process 1 account. Thereafter, I'm left with 200. I make the contra entry in the work in process 1 account, 2,500. Next, my shovels will require the blades. So I have to take out 500 blades. With these 500 blades, I have to consider 300, which is the opening value. So that gives me 6,000 already. Then I have to take 200 out of the first purchase. 200 multiplied with $16. Gives me 9,200. Next, my shovels need 500 boxes. So I record 500 multiplied with 95 cents. Gives me 475. The contra entry is in the work 1P account. Comes from the boxes. Next, we record the job order 2002-2 for the 500 rakes. So for the second job order, we have to produce 500 rakes. Again, I record the shafts. And it will be the shafts which result to the extent of 200 from the opening value. And then we got 5,000 from the second purchases. And then we got 500 shafts will be taken to the extent of 200 from the opening value. Plus 300 which we multiply with the price from the first purchase. Thereafter, we are left with 4,700. This value gives me 200 times 5 plus 300 times 5.50. Come up with 2,650. The credit entry in the inventory shafts account, and I have to make a debit entry in the work in process account. INS 2,650. Next I need 500 clause. Hereafter I'm left with 400. So for the valuation, I take the 500 clause, which I multiply with the unit cost of $25. 12,500. Next, I need 500 boxes, which is going to leave me with 7,000. 500 multiplied with 0.95 gives me again 475. Make a debit entry in the work in process account number 2. Now we record the third job order 2002-3 for 600 truffles. I record the shaft at first. Thereafter, I will be left with 4,100. For the calculation, I take 600, which I multiply with 5.50. Gives me 3,300. I take 300 from the third purchase, where the price is $16. And I add 300 from the next purchase, where it is 16.25. This value gives me 9,675. I am paid 9,675. Next I need the boxes, which will give me 600 multiplied with 0.95. It's 570. Now I'm left with 6,400. Next, I record the purchase of 500 steel blades at $18.50. 500 steel blades, which cost $18.50. It gives me 9,250. Contra entry will be recorded in cash bank. Now I record the job order number 4 for 400 showfoots. I need 400 shafts. So these 400 shafts will cost us 5.50. I come up with 2,200. Now I'm left with 3,700. Next I need blades. So for the blades I have to take 300 blades multiplied with the purchase price of bookkeeping entry number 4, which was 16.25. And I have to add 100 multiplied with the price which results from the last purchase, 18.50. So the value gives me 300 times 16.25 plus 100 times 18.50, and I come up with 6,725. Work for P. Now I'm left with 400. Iron blades, and it gives me 6,725. And then I need 400 boxes. Which gives me 380. So now I will be left with 6,000. By the bookkeeping entries 11, 12 and 13, I record labor in the assembling, goods inspection and admin department. In the first place, we have to make a bookkeeping entry for the recording of labor. Thereafter, we record the allocation to the manufacturing overhead accounts. I record 3 accounts. I can make a bookkeeping entry for the labor, which is actually in the labor account value of 20,000 plus 15,000 plus 16,000. So it gives me in total 51,000. And the contra entry will be recorded in the cash bank account. Next, I allocate these costs for labor to the three departments. There is the Manufacturing Overhead Assembling Department, MOA, for assembling. There's the Manufacturing Overhead Account for the Goods Inspection and Shipping Department, GIS, and there's admin. So the recording by the bookkeeping entry 11 is 20,000. The next bookkeeping entry 12 will give me 15,000. 13 will be about 16,000. Next. Now we record depreciation. The initial bookkeeping entry is a debit entry, depreciation, credit entry, accumulated depreciation. Thereafter, we allocate depreciation to the assembling, to the goods inspection and shipping, and to the administration department. So the total of depreciation will be 10,000 plus 8,000 plus 9,500. 27,500. Now the bookkeeping entries 14, 15, and 16 will allocate depreciation to the overhead account. I start with 10,000. Then comes 8,000. Then comes 9,500. For the allocation of the manufacturing overheads to the job orders, I first have to determine how much is the total of the overheads. It is 30,000. And in the other account, it is 23,000. I'm going to write down the lot sizes for the orders. It is 500, 500, 600, and 400. Now I calculate the first one. I start with the first job order. It is 500 multiplied with 30,000, which I divide by the total of these 4 job orders, which is 2,000. Gives me 7,500. I make a debit entry in the work in process account. 7,500. And it comes from the manufacturing overhead assembly account. The same applies for the next job order, as it is the same lot size. 7,500 is recorded in the work in process 2 account. Next I record 600. It gives me 9,000 and a debit entry in the work in process 3 account. The last one is 400. and it is 6,000. If my calculation is correct, I should come up with 30,000. So it is 15,000 plus another 15,000, so it gives you 30,000. So the application of the overheads in the assembling account is completed. Now I do the same with the goods inspection and shipping department. Get the same numbers for the lot sizes. And that gives me 500 multiplied with 23,000. So it is 5,750 for the first job order. Same with the other one. Here it gives me 6,900. I use a G there. And the last one is 400. It gives me 4,600. Now, as I know the direct cost as well as the applied overheads, I will be able to calculate the total cost of manufacturing. I come up with 25,425. That will be transferred to the finished goods shelfle account, 25,425. $25,425, and I just write how many these are. These are 500. I'll do the same with the other accounts. It's 28,875. Way more expensive than the other account. Actually, the reason is about the clause. They are more expensive. So finished goods rakes account. So it is 28,875. 28,875. The number is 500 again. Next I must calculate the third job order. 3,300 plus 9,675 plus 570 plus 9,000 plus 6,900. That gives me 29,445. Finished goods Schofield account 29,445, and the contra entry is recorded in the Schofield's account 29,445. These are 600 Schofields. Last, we calculate the fourth job order. And it gives me 19,905. Which is for 400 of the Schofields. I'll calculate how much is the total in the finished goods Schofield account. I come up with 74,775. Under bookkeeping entry 17, we record the sales of the Schofields and the rakes. I record a revenue account. The bookkeeping entry will be 17. And I calculate 1,245, which is multiplied by the net selling price at 120. Gives me 149,400. Contra entry is in cash bank. Next, I have to record the stock releases. With regard to the stock releases, I have to consider for the Schofields the first 500, which gives me 25,425. I take the next 600, which is 29,445. And then I have actually to take the remainder, which is 145 Schofields, which I take from the last job order, 19,905 divided by 400. So the release from stock is 62,085.56, and I record a cost of sales account $62,085. 0.56. Might be better to call this bookkeeping entry 17.2. 17.2. Next, I want to record the sale of the rakes. That would be my bookkeeping entry 17.3. And I calculate the number of these rakes. It's 450, which I multiply with 120. It's 54,000. It's a credit entry in the revenue account, and I make a debit entry in cash bank. $54,000. I have to record the stock release, so it is 450 multiplied with 28,875 over 500. I come up with 25,987.50. The contra entry is 17.4, so it gives me 25,987.50. Next, I record the profit and loss account. P2L, as it is the profit and loss account for the accounting period 2002. I record the revenue. So the revenue gives me in total 149,400 plus 54,000. It's 203,400. I have to deduct the cost of sales. Go to the cost of sales account, where the total will be 62,085.56 plus 25,987.50. Which gives me 88,073.06. Goes to the profit to loss account, 88,073.06. $88,73.06. Then I have to consider still that there is administration expenses, so it is 50,000 plus 9,500. It gives me 25,500. Admin 25,500. So the earnings before taxation will give me 89,826.94. Put it to the other side, brought down 89,826.94 I calculate how much will be taxation by multiplying 30%, which gives me 26,948.08. And in the retained earnings account, I add 62,878.86. So there is the income statement for the company HEUNING Limited, and it is for 2002. So I record the revenue to the extent of 203,400. I record the cost of sales, which I deduct therefrom, which will give me the 88,073.06. I got admin expenses, to the extent of 25,500, which gives me the earnings before taxes. Actually, it is the earnings before interest and taxes. And it is 89,826.94. I deduct interest, which is a 0. I'm still left with 89,826.94 is the earnings before taxation, and then I deduct the income taxes, which is 26,948.08. And I come up with the earnings after taxes to the extent of 62,878.86.
Now that you have seen the video, take the textbook and study with it.